Hey guys. Um, Actually, I'm going to step back there and turn this extra light off. Okay, I'm running a little bit behind as usual. Um, so I hope everybody had a great New Year's, and for those of you that were there for the New Year's Evil watch along, I hope you enjoyed it. I did hear some feedback from at least one person that they really enjoyed it. I don't know if they watched it live or they watched it, later on. But they did enjoy it. So I hope, those of you that were actually in there the night that the watch along was going on enjoyed it. And I hope for those of you that watched it later that you enjoyed it as well. I think based on the positive feedback that I got from this individual, I might have Steve on board with doing another commentary with me. So, the commentaries and the watch alongs are kind of the same deal. Um, so keep your fingers crossed, guys, that we have something in the works as far as a new commentary from me and Steve. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Um, TJ, you say, hope to hear some Evil Dead Rise discussion, just a little. Well, actually, speaking of that, TJ, oh, Curly Jaws asked me yesterday if I would be interested in doing uh, uh, like kind of like a reaction video or something like that to the trailer. Um, and he was talking about doing it tonight, and I told him, well, I would love to, but I was doing my dinner with the Palma tonight. So I still think, and oh, Curly Jaws, I see that you're in here. I hope that he and I can do that a little bit later on when I don't have, something else planned. That he and I can get on here and do a little stream on that. Hey, 71. It's good to see you back in here. Texas says, woo. I'm not sure if he's talking about me or you, 71. So, um, hey, old curly jaws. You say Evil Dead Rise looks amazing. Um, I definitely see myself watching that and giving it a chance. I don't have sky high hopes for it, but me being the Evil Dead chick, I'm certainly going to plan on watching that when it comes out. Yeah, I think Darren, bless his heart, and he was worried that he might have messed up the stream or something. I was like, no, no, no. I was just, a little sad that he didn't get to participate like he had originally intended. That was the only drawback I saw to the whole situation. But, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes that happens. But hopefully Darren will be able to be on another stream with me, at another time. Maybe not a watch along, maybe it's one of these other streams that I'm doing. Or he can come on as it can anyone with any of the watch alongs that they want to do. TJ, you say I was going to suggest that. LOL. Great minds, oh curly. LOL. Yeah, oh, Curly Jaws, I think the only thing I've got, upcoming in the works, other than I need to come up with a watch along for Saturday, for this coming Saturday for you guys. The only other thing I've got in the works, in the wheelhouse, is the new Twilight Zone, or the Twilight Zone from the 80s. I had this idea that I talked about television horror a while back, and I had a couple, 2, 3 streams on it. But what I'd really like to do, starting with the Twilight Zone from the 80s, is to break down each season and talk about each one of the episodes. And I'm about finished with season one. And soon after that, I want to, while everything's fresh in my mind, all the episodes are fresh in my mind and all of that. Um, I want to do a stream on that. And then I will watch seasons 2 and 3. And then I'll give you a breakdown where I talk about each episode a little bit of seasons 2 and 3. And then I wanted to turn around a little bit after that and do the same thing for Tales from the Dark Side. And heck, I might even do it for the Tales from the Crypt series. And if you guys have any other series that you'd like me to see do a complete episode breakdown, I mean, it's not going to go on for like 5 hours, but I just wanted to talk about a little bit about each episode of each season. So if you guys have any other like horror series, anthology type series from the past that you would like to see me do, Friday 13th, the series, monsters, any of that kind of stuff, just let me know and I will be glad to do that. Um, So when you say, I just found all my old movies on DVD, I found 2 or 3 of the Evil Dead series. Awesome. TJ, you say, the trailer looked fine. I don't know about amazing. uh, Texas, you say, at TJ, what happened to Darren? Uh, TJ says, Texas, he was DRUNK. LOL. Texas, you say, whoops. Oh, Curly Jaws, you say I got an Evil Dead spoof film coming out in the summer. I'll be on the lookout for that, oh Curly Jaws. Yeah, that definitely would be a fun watch along. I agree. TJ, you say filmmaker, oh Curly, got to see that. TJ, you say I'm there for the dark side. I mean, if you want to join me on the stream, even TJ, you're welcome to do that. It'll probably be a little bit because, like I said, I'm going to do the Twilight Zone season one, and then Twilight Zone season 2 and 3, which are in the same package. So just let me know. Because I'll probably be doing the Tales from the Dark Side soon after that. If you want to join me for those, that would be awesome. 71, you say I like Tales from the Dark Side. I do too, but I also I like the original Twilight Zone, but I also really, really, not so big on the other incarnations of the Twilight Zone, including the Jordan Peele one, which is the current one. But the Twilight Zone from the 80s, I mean, that a lot of that might be nostalgia because I kind of grew up with that. Whereas people that are quite a bit older grew up with the original Twilight Zone series, which, like I said, I love it as well. But the Twilight Zone from the 80s has so much nostalgia for me. That was my growing up period, and that is what I remember the most. So, I was trying to remember if there was anything else I wanted to talk about. I mean, there is one thing that I got in today that I kind of wanted to show off a little bit. It's been a little bit of a delay in me getting it in. Um, because I don't know, for whatever reason, I ordered it from Amazon and I pre-ordered it, but I guess maybe they oversold their stock or something. And so I had to wait several months to be able to get it. But it actually came in today. And that is the Trick or Treat vinyl. This is the limited edition original motion picture soundtrack. I just got it in a little bit earlier, and I was finishing up work, and so I haven't even had a chance to open it up. But I'm really excited about this. This is 180 gram vinyl. And it's got the songs Trick or Treat. It's got After Midnight, Don't Stop the Fight, Stand Up, Tear Down the Walls, Get Tough, Hold On to the Night, Heft, and If You Could See. Um, you can see on the back, there's pictures of Mark Price, there's pictures of Gene Simmons, um, Ozzy Osbourne there playing the preacher, Tony Fields, who played Sammy Kerr in the film. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to listening to this one soon. I'll have to let y'all know how that is. TJ, you say, "Oh, Curly, copyright will keep you from using any published song if that's what you're talking about." Oh, Curly Jaws, you say, "Shit, I use copyright songs sometimes. Fuck the system." Hey, Blissful, how are you doing? I hope you had a great New Year as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do before I get started here is I'm going to go and grab my dinner portion, which, as I said, and you may think this was a little bit of a weird choice for the dinner portion of it, but I was kind of having a hard time coming up with something based on the two movies. So I kind of went with the Mission Impossible side of it. And there's a scene where Tom Cruise's character meets um, someone in a kind of fancy restaurant. And I was like, why don't we just do a soup or soup and salad combo if somebody wants to get a little more fancy with it? And we'll just go that route. It doesn't really fit in with Snake Eyes, but it kind of sort of fits in with Mission Impossible. Bliss, what do you say? Dana, Texas made it really special, and I love New Year's Evil. Well, I'm glad that you guys were able to enjoy that as well, and I'm glad that you were able to spend New Year's together. TJ, you said, well, if you're trying to make money off it, probably not, but if it's shown privately, that's a different story. So let me go grab my dinner portion and I will be right back and we'll get started with these movies for tonight. So I wanna really get this party started because I got 8 in here and that's a lot for me. Okay, guys. And check out my new if y'all can see this, this is my new Hellfire Club shirt. I had to get kind of quite a bit larger size. I think I had to get like a 2X or something because I really wanted a Hellfire Club shirt from Stranger Things. And they didn't have a large or even an extra large. So, um, behind the scenes with Dana, LOL. Yes, sir. It's certainly correct. So, my soup of choice for this stream, um, and I'm using my Camp Crystal Lake mug cup, or or just mug, whatever you want to call it, that Steve got me close to Halloween time. I think we were in FYE, and he got it for me. But I am having chicken tortilla soup with tortilla chips. I don't know if you guys can kind of give you a glance at that. And I made this homemade last night, so I would have something to eat for the remainder of the week and probably the start of next week as well. So, um, but anyway, that's what I'm having. But you guys can, mix and match, mix it up a little bit if you want to participate and you're like, Dana, I don't want to go the soup and salad route. I want to go do something really off the wall and do something different, which is perfectly cool with me. These dinner portion things are only a mere suggestion. Feel free to get creative or not do it at all. If you guys don't mind me taking a few bites of my soup here and there as we discuss these movies, it'll be cool. Bliss, what you say that sounds yummy? Um, yes, it actually is yummy. This is a Rachel Ray recipe that I got a while back that I traditionally I use for my chicken tortilla soup. 71, you say dinner is just about anything for me. Yeah. Um, since it's kind of later in the evening when I do my dinner with the Palma streams, I kind of try to make mine a little bit lighter. But if you're the type of person that eats a late dinner, um, then you could probably have any number of things that that you could use for this dinner portion. So we're going to talk about Mission Impossible first. So let me see if I can find, and I probably can, a trailer for Mission Impossible. And believe it or not, I had never seen Mission Impossible prior to me preparing for the stream. So this was interesting for me, and I really enjoyed it. But I'm gonna talk about it here in just a second after this trailer. Well, maybe. Ah, goodness. Where? There we go. So I am going to share my screen here.
Let's celebrate with Cocomelon toys. Celebrate crawling and laughing.
This is so
with Coco.
Good morning, Mr. Phelps. This is your mission should you choose to accept it. Should you or any member of your IM force be caught or killed, the Secretary will disavow all knowledge of your actions. Ethan Hunt will be your point man as usual. Good luck, Jim.
Okay. So there is the trailer for Mission Impossible. Um, Pretty much kind of outlines the movie. I enjoyed it. Funny little story about this, being as I had never seen it prior to preparing for this stream. Steve told me um, when I was in the process of watching it, I think I was in the last quarter of it and I paused it to run to the restroom or something. And I was talking to Steve and he said, he said, when this came out, I actually went to the movies and saw it. And he said, and a whole bunch of us clapped whenever Emilio Estevez's character got killed. And I'm like, what the hell? I was like, I was upset when his character got killed because I don't know, maybe I'm just dense or something, but I was not quite expecting that to happen. And as with many Brian De Palma films, this movie has a lot of twists and turns in it. We start out with a group of espionage team members, and they've just finished one job, and they're kind of getting together with their leader, played by John Voight, to plan the next job. And during that job, it appears that the whole team pretty much is wiped out, except for Tom Cruise's character of Ethan Hunt and John Voight's wife in the film. And just when you, and again, this is like a lot of other Brian De Palma films and has a lot of twists and turns. And just when you think you know who the bad guy is in this movie, it turns everything on its ear. And it completely switches gears. And I love that. I absolutely love that because it kind of kept me on edge the whole entire movie. Um, some people may think the Scooby Doo reveal of Tom Cruise, like peeling off the mask, and it's Tom Cruise or it's Ethan Hunt, But I love that. To me, that added an additional layer of fun to this movie that I already enjoyed. Um, it was kind of, I kind of felt sad that I missed out on it when it originally came out, but it was just one of those that, I kind of heard about it and it slipped under my radar. And I didn't know for a long time that it was even a Brian De Palma film. Um, but a really fun movie. If you can get past some of the rough spots, like with basically his entire team being killed off within the first 15-20 minutes of the film. If you can get past that, I think you'll be good. I think you'll be on your way to enjoying this film. And I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with it. However crazy Tom Cruise may be now with all his Scientology stuff and all of that, I still have to admit, personally, I think Tom Cruise is an exceptional actor. Scientology aside, just like, Kirstie Alley, bless her heart, she's no longer with us, but she was really deep into the Scientology crap too. But that's another actress or actor that I can say was an exceptional actor. And sometimes I think we have to look past these poor lifestyle choices that some people make and the groups that they get involved in and stuff like that. I'm not saying that we should completely ignore it, but when we're trying to grade somebody's merit as far as um, how well of an actor or actress they are, uh, you know, what is their performance rating, not what they do in their private life, you know. And sometimes I think we gotta, like I said, you gotta look beyond some of those poor lifestyle choices and look at the real quality and expanse of their work, the quality of their work, um, all of that. Hey, John. John, you say I'm watching used cars and forgot this was on. To hell with New Year cold and flu. Yeah, I had the New Year cold and flu mess. Missed 3 days of work, unfortunately. But it wasn't too bad. I came back to work today. Made it back to my desk. I'm still not feeling 100%, but I gave it my all today, and that, I consider that a good thing. Um, yeah, I totally get you on that. Texas, you say Jim Phelps would never have been a traitor, though. You would like to think not, wouldn't you, Texas? I didn't really see that coming either. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. TJ, you said the face reveal was Mission Impossible. People who never saw the TV show knew crap. TJ, you said love used cars, John. All things Russell. John, you say, yeah, I recall watching this in the theater with my mom, and she was saying that too about how Jim would never be a traitor. Oh, Curly Jaws, you say Tom Cruise play action, another Evil Dead remake. Texas, you say used cars rules. Oh, Curly Jaws, I'm sorry to hear that. You say one of your family members died today of double pneumonia. Wow. It really, when I hear stuff like that, it really reinforces in me how delicate our life balance is and how we need to not take anybody in our family for granted. I mean, that's something I tell Steve all the time because he doesn't have a good relationship with his sister. They don't have a good relationship with each other, period. And they haven't for a long, long time. And I told Steve, I said, no matter how angry you get with your sister, you guys really should try to make amends and soon because you just don't ever know when that's going to be the last time you talk to that person or see that person. And, my brother and I have had disagreements over the years, and we've hurt each other's feelings and things like that, and meddled in each other's business that we shouldn't have even been doing. Um, but we always managed to come back together. My brother and I have always been close, and I couldn't imagine it being any other way. So um, I just say, again, oh Curly Jaws, I am so very sorry about that. The loss of a family member is, I don't know. It's just, I mean, the loss of a friend is a really great thing, but the loss of a family member is, I I think, one of the cruelest jokes that the universe could place on us. It really is. 71, you say, yeah, I don't pay attention to these actors off camera anymore after Gregory Peck complained years later about making The Omen. Right. Hey, Dirk, you say, hey, Dana, I forgot De Palma did Snake Eyes. It's been years. I'm going to revisit that soon. Great film. TJ, you say Cruz is now just a personality you can act. He does the same thing over and over now. He's not like a De Niro who can change personas, basically. Yeah, I get that. No, actually, I'm pretty much over it now, 71. So I don't think it's anything serious. I mean, it could be tied in with the long COVID, who knows. But I felt cruddy and took Monday and Tuesday off because Monday morning, like really early, I woke up feeling nasty. And that was basically the start of it. It came on all of a sudden. So I'm thinking it was more like a flu thing. And so my supervisor said, well, let me know how you're feeling Tuesday. And if we're not feeling better, then you should take off again. So I wasn't feeling any better, took off Tuesday. And I also went to the doctor on Tuesday because I thought, hey, maybe they can give me some medication to kind of get this over with quicker. They didn't really, but or wanted to give me cough medicine, but I was like, the cough's not really that bad. It was the body aches and stuff like that. I was hoping they would give me, they talked about giving me an antiviral because it would have been early enough with me having the symptoms to be able to do that, and they didn't do that. So, but I did get a note that I was able to give to my supervisor, and the doctor basically wanted me to take off an additional day. They said I could take off an additional 2 days, but I was like, I've already missed a couple of days. I'll just try to come back on Thursday. So that's what I did. Well, you're welcome, old curly jaws. I just I don't know. I guess I even though I didn't know your family member, it's just it hurts. I hurt for people. I guess you know how some people can feel empathy for other people, and I guess that's kind of what I do. Um, I feel that pain along with you, although probably not as deeply. Johnny said this movie has enough of that De Palma mystery and cinematography to feel like him. Is this maybe his biggest commercial movie? I was kind of thinking that too, John, that this might be the De Palma movie to beat all De Palma movies as far as when you're talking about commercial movies. Now, I'm not saying it's his most popular movie, especially to us genre fans, because us genre fans are probably going to go with something like Dress to Kill or Blowout or Body Double, in any of those types of films. But yeah, definitely, I would put it as his biggest commercial movie or the biggest commercial movie that I've covered to date with these streams. So again, I'm not planning on making these my dinner with the Palmas like super long. Um, so I gave you a basic plot. I gave the high points of Mission Impossible. And would I recommend it? Yeah. Yeah, I'd recommend it. I was, again, I'm just so sorry that I was very delayed. It took doing these De Palma streams for me to actually watch the thing. So with that being said, we'll move on to the second film, which is Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage. Okay, I'm going to show you. I started to go off on a go into it, but what I want to do is I want to see if we can find yeah, I think we can find a trailer here for it. So again, I'm going to share my screen.
Let's celebrate with Cocomelon toys. Celebrate crawling and laughing.
This is so
with Cocomelon Chase.
I'm on TV. Hi, Rick Santoro. Hello, Richard Santoro. I'm Ricky, and I am the king! Pepperoni, sausage, Canadian bacon. Listen, why don't you just get to deluxe and save time, all right? Look, I got business. Call me back in 5. There he is! There's the man whose life I want!
And now, the distinguished Secretary of Defense.
Great idea. Put a flashing light on your head while you're at it.
Oh, why are you so uptight? It's fight night!
Running security tonight. I got a lot on my mind.
Watch carefully.
That seem right to you?
Kevin, that is right in so many ways.
No, I mean, beautiful woman alone at a fight?
A crime is about to be committed.
Now listen to me, Mr. Secretary.
It was a phantom punch! You sat down exactly when they wanted you to. They missed him with that second shot. Missed you.
I'm betting that the redhead you follow is the same person who told Tyler to throw the fight. She's 1. Shooter's 2. Tyler's 3. The drunk who shouted the signals 4. Whoever was on the other end of that radio was 5.
5 people make a conspiracy, right?
It sounds like he's conducting a very dangerous investigation.
I'm not gonna let you kill her.
Please, Rick. You're all alone on this. The house wins.
Okay. So that was the trailer for Snake Eyes. 71, you say Snake Eyes was great and I love Nicolas Cage. I don't like Nicolas Cage in everything, but I had a lot of fun with his character in this, and I'm going to talk about it here in just 1 second. TJ, Dracula and Lieutenant Dan. Exactly. Texas, you say Revenge of Cocomelon. TJ, you say Mission to Mars was his second biggest, I think, 111 million. Impossible was like 300 million. Yeah, I could see Mission to Mars being the second biggest as well. John, you say, I saw Snake Eyes in the theater too as a 13-year-old with my mom and sis. They were big Nick Cage fans like many. LOL, I recall liking it and them hating it. And I wonder, John, if they hated it because it was kind of, at that point in time in Nicolas Cage's career, it was kind of, or I felt like it was an oddball role for him. But I think he pulled it off wonderfully. At 71, you say, I got to watch this one again. TJ, you say, was this around the start of trailers showing too much? It could have been, TJ. You know, I run across these trailers that almost seem to like give the entire movie away. So I totally get that. Bliss, will you say I've never watched this one? It looks good. Um, it was a fun movie. I did enjoy it. Yes, 71. Gary Sinise is great too. TJ, you say you haven't seen it either. Well, I hope that trailer that I showed didn't give too much away so you won't watch it. John, you say Nick Cage was basically unstoppable in the 90s. He could do no wrong to many. Eventually, of course, they changed. John, you say, yeah, they were expecting honeymoon in Vegas or The Rock or something. They weren't ready for De Palma. Yeah. And for those of us that have watched a lot of De Palma over the years, we would probably enjoy that and enjoy Nicolas Cage's performance better than somebody that's not a De Palma fan. Because, like I said, this movie was a lot of fun for me. Again, like Mission Impossible, it had a lot of twists and turns in it. Like a lot of other De Palma movies, it had a lot of twists and turns in it. I had a barrel of fun with Nicolas Cage's character in this. And I think it's because, like me and John were just talking, I didn't expect the traditional Nicolas Cage roles that he had up until that time. I like this wacky, off the wall, in your face character that he played. Um, I also like Gary Sinise's character in this. I've seen Gary Sinise play less than savory characters. I've seen him play very good characters. He is very, very good at basically any role he takes on. And if you don't believe me, watch him in The Stand, watch him in Forrest Gump. Um, let's see, I'm trying to say, there was another one that was on the tip of my tongue. Oh, The Green Mile is another one where he's really, really exceptional in it as well. And that, to me, Gary Sinise has the mark of an excellent actor because he can basically take on any role he chooses and kind of make it his own and put his own spin on it. And I think Nicolas Cage did that in this movie as well. It was almost like Nicolas Cage was trying to make a departure from some of his other roles that he'd had in the past. Roles that, I hope nobody takes offense at this, but safe roles. Because that's what a lot of actors and actresses have. They have the safe roles, which by safe I mean that's the roles that people are used to seeing them in. And some people are excited when they break out of that and they come out of their comfort zone and they try something different. Some people really, really enjoy that, and some people don't. And I think that's where, like John was talking about, his mom and his sister didn't really like this role in Snake Eyes for Nicolas Cage. They were kind of, I guess, kind of let down by it. I was excited by it. Now, some of the roles that Nicolas Cage has taken in the last few years, I don't much care for. I don't much care for the roles. I don't much care for the movies themselves. I think he was in that Mom and Dad movie. I didn't like that. I definitely did not like. Oh gosh, what? Um, gosh, I'm totally forgetting the name of it now. Hold on now. Goodness, didn't want to play that again. Hold on just a second, guys. It's gonna bother me if I don't. find that. I mean, I didn't mind Color Out of Space. Gosh, why can't I find that? I didn't even really mind Willy's Wonderland. I mean, that one was kind of interesting as well. Mandy, that was the one that I really, really did not like. I think Steve kind of liked that one, but it just seems like they got a little bizarre and weird. But to each his own. Blissful, you say, John, talk about culture shock. TJ, you say, yeah, that trailer was almost giving away the con. LOL. Hope they stopped in time. John, you said one of my favorites of his is Con Air. I really like Con Air as well. His best batshit crazy action film. TJ, you say when the trailer showed the woman in quotes, it started to look very De Palma-esque. Yeah. Texas, you say mom and dad hate. But back to Snake Eyes, I really, really enjoyed the story of a detective played by Nicolas Cage, who, again, he's not your straight laced, uptight, pain in the ass detective. He's kind of the flip side of every traditional detective that you've ever seen in movies and television shows. And so he's at a boxing match where it kind of reminds me of Pulp Fiction a little bit, because they kind of want this guy to take a hit and lose. But there's something also more sinister going on here, where a political figure is murdered. And there's a lot more, like I said, twists and turns, and I don't want to give everything away, and I don't want to give the complete story away, but it is a fun little story. Not a very long movie. I think it's about an hour and 37 minutes long. I enjoyed the twists and turns. I enjoyed the story. Again, I will say this about De Palma: you cannot pigeonhole the man at all. It is impossible to pigeonhole this guy, because just when you think that you got him pinned down as one type of director, he comes out of the woodwork and just knocks it out of the ballpark with a completely different take on something. And it's just amazing. Now, I don't know how some of the later, like the more recent stuff is going to pan out, but I'm going to give it all a try, and give my honest opinion on it. But I've had a lot of fun doing these streams, and a lot of fun getting kind of to play catch up with a lot of De Palma movies that either I'd forgotten about, didn't ever know they were De Palma films, and somehow they slipped under my radar, and I didn't end up watching them. So this is like this is an eye opener and an education for me too, to be able to do this. And hopefully, as I'm discovering different films that I missed along the way, hopefully you guys will be able to either revisit some that you hadn't thought about in a while, or join me along for the ride and watching them all anew. Hopefully, I've been able to pique your interest about some of these that you maybe have not seen. So I did want to hold on here. I was going to tell you the next two films that I'm going to be covering next next Saturday, next Thursday. Sorry. Steve said, "Are you going to talk about passion?" And I said, "Well, yeah, when I get to it." So the next two movies I'm going to be talking about, one is Mission to Mars, which TJ brought up, and the second film will be Femme Fatale from 2002. I don't think I've seen either one of these. So I'm really looking forward to watching both of those. And I was trying to come up with a movie for a watch along before I got off here. Texas, you say Mandy hate? Yeah. Yeah, I do pretty much hate that movie. Sorry about that. TJ said Willy's Wonderland, the prequel to Five Nights at Freddy's. That's coming out. LOL. Five Nights at Freddy's. You say, what is that? I've heard of Five Nights at Freddy's, but I think TJ's got a little more information here. You say it's a video game they're making into a movie. Well, it's okay if you think it's great. I think Steve likes it pretty well. But perhaps it's another one that I need to give another chance, another go. But I'm guessing, Texas, what the bottom line with Mandy was for me is I just didn't get it. I didn't get the purpose, what it was trying to say or do, or maybe it wasn't trying to say or do a damn thing. Really, but again, maybe I need to give it another go. TJ, you say you like Mandy too, a tad too long though. Blissfully, you say I knew Texas was a secret Barry Manilow fan. Texas, you say Pig is another good one. Dark, you say Mandy is great, but my old lady looked at me crazy while I was watching. I think I looked at Steve pretty crazy whenever he was watching it as well. So let me think a little bit here for half a second here, or maybe more than half a second, of what I could do. If you will permit me a little indulgence, guys, I am going to go look at my Blu-ray and 4K shelf. See if I can. I'm going to turn this light on briefly. See what we can come up with here. Well, guys, I got an idea. Let me run this one past you guys, because I don't believe that I've done this one. I'm pretty sure that I haven't done this one. What would you guys say to a watch along for The Beast Within on Saturday? I'm planning on 7 p.m. Eastern time, unless Steve decides he wants to do a watch along that night, in which case it'll be a little bit later. But I just wanted to run it past you guys that are in here for this stream. TJ, you say, I know 2 Manilow songs that were in movies. LOL. Foul play, anyone? LOL. Texas, you say, love foul play, TJ. Turkey say, I did play with hallucinogens when I was younger, so there is that. Aw. John, you say Mandy is good, just weird as fuck. Now, see, all you guys are saying you like it, so maybe I need to give it another chance. Texas, you say Color Out of Space is great too. Yeah, I didn't mind that one. TJ, you say, yeah, Texas, good comedy, good mystery, got a lot of good actors in it. Blissful, you say Foul Play was great. John, you say, my favorite Nick Cage is Raising Arizona. I don't know that I've seen Raising Arizona or seen all of it. Blissful, you say, mine is gone in 60 seconds. Dirk, you say, Beast Within is great and where it takes place ain't far from where I live. There you go. Well, I got at least 2 people that are in it for Beast Within. TJ, you said the Beast Within would be great. There's a lot of downtime where nothing is happening until the transformation stuff. Good for talking during. Yeah, and we could make fun of the characters and stuff like that. Johnny say, Dirk, that was filmed near Jackson, Mississippi, about 3 hours from my hometown. I didn't know that until years later. Johnny said, probably close to you, Dirk. Hey, Davey. It's nice to see you in here. It's just a shame I'm probably going to be getting off here soon. So, yeah, we'll plan on doing the Beast Within watch along for Saturday, barring anything happening. TJ, you say they need to bring bladder effects back. FCGI. I agree with you there, TJ. I would much rather have the old-fashioned type of effects. I just think they were more creative. I mean, really, what's creative about doing everything by computer? So we will plan on that. I don't believe this is a very long one. Well, it's 98 minutes, a little bit longer than I thought, but not too awfully long. So I can probably stay on here a few more minutes if anybody wants to bring anything up or discuss further the movies we talked about tonight or throw any other ideas my way. Texas, you say Beast Within had that kid who was in the Quincy episode where he had Tourette's. Is that Paul Clemens, like the main kid on here, main young guy? TJ, you said the CGI kills for the Terror Train and Part 2 remake. Oh my God, those movies! Ugh. Yeah, I mean, it look to me, some people really go for those CGI things. But a lot of that stuff to me just looks so fake and so cut and dried and precise and all that stuff. It just does not look real. I mean, if they go to cut somebody's head off, it's just like, and then blood spurts out, of course. Well, Curly Jaws might disagree with me there because he's of a different generation and things, and he kind of grew up more on this CGI stuff than some of us did. So he may have a totally different take on that. Texas, you say, yes, that was him. John, you say Evil Dead Rise looks exactly like a sequel to the Evil Dead remake. I wonder if that's the angle. That's certainly a possibility, John. Blissful, you say, I love how Deadpool made fun of CGI. Yeah, me too. I love like a lot of things about Deadpool. TJ, you say those CGI stabs look very Atari 2600. TJ, you say my thought too, John. It's got that gritty, slick look. And guys, that was kind of what I was afraid of with it, because I dislike that damn remake so much. But still, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a chance. I'm not gonna like judge it too harshly till after I've seen it. So, um, Dirk, you say I've heard the Evil Dead Rise premise, and it sounds awesome on paper. And it could turn out to be pretty awesome. I mean, they say don't knock something until you've tried it. So, I'm not gonna, even if I take a look at that trailer and don't think too much of it, I'll still give the movie a chance. John, you say I don't mind it. I'll watch it, but Evil Dead without Ash is like McDonald's without a fountain Coke. Feels wrong. Exactly, John. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better. TJ, you say it's less demons too than I was expecting, at least from the trailer. Texas, you say Bill Forsyth was in the Quincy Fights punk rock episode. That's awesome. Durgy say there's supposed to be a great reason the Necronomicon is in that building. Oh, these daggone flies. It got a little warmer around here, and these flies came back with a vengeance. But I'm going to do some, I don't know if the room where some of my animals are is drawing some of this, but I'm going to do some major cleaning of enclosures over the next few weekends and see if that makes a difference in the amount of these damn flies. Yeah, sadly, I feel the way you do, TJ, that the show was the last big hurrah for Ash. No, Wes, I'm not going to clap for them flies. I'm doing better, Wes, than I was. I was ill a little earlier this week, missed a few days of work. TJ, you say, Dirt, the trailer gives it away. I won't say much because Dana hasn't seen it yet. Blissful, you say, we had high 50s in upstate New York today. Well, it was in the 60s for a couple of days here. And I absolutely hated it. I'm not saying I want it to be frozen or anything, like 26 below or anything, but I don't want it to be 60 in the winter. Sammy, when you say you need a spray down of that house to get rid of the flies, yeah, that's unfortunately that's what I'm afraid is going to end up happening. And to do that, I probably have to get all my animals out and my iguana. That's going to be a freaking pain in the ass to get him out of the house. And no telling how long they have to stay out of the house to put them back in there. I did not, Wes. I didn't say Steve was more hateful when it's hot. No, Steve can be hateful at times, but I don't think it has anything to do with it being hot or not. So he's no surprise there to you guys, I'm sure. But he's asleep now. So TJ, you say, I got you, Dirk. Yeah, the trailer gives it away a lot. No surprise there. So when you say you better pre-plan, it might be just one day. And if it's that kind of thing where me and Steve got to be out of the house too, I'd rather us do that in the spring when it would be warmer than potentially when it can be really cold in the winter. Yes, Dirk, we are doing Macabre. Steve was just reminding me, he said, we got to watch your pick this weekend before Sunday. And I was like, oh, yeah, we do. And TJ, you say, by the way, Evil Dead Rise, the Green Band trailer is more if you want to follow the plot. Basic idea of the flick. The red band is just for the gore hounds. Gotcha. John, you say, Steve live from the It closet did make me laugh the other day. I know that shit all too well. Well, howdy, Uncle Bill. You say everyone here can have dinner with my ass. No, no thanks, Uncle Bill. John, you say it's cold in those rooms. Always got to pee right when you walk in. So, anyway, I hate to get out of here while we've got 13 people in here and while Wes and or CK and Uncle Bill are in here. But I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I think I probably should try to get a leg up on getting some more sleep tonight. So I want to thank everybody for joining me for this edition of My Dinner with the Palma. I hope for those of you that have not seen either Mission Impossible or Snake Eyes or both, that this stream has encouraged you to seek them out, to watch them. I honestly enjoyed both of them very, very much so, and would recommend them. And a reminder that next Thursday I will be covering a couple more De Palma movies. Mission to Mars and Femme Fatale will be on the menu for My Dinner with De Palma, as well as another snack dinner type of entree will be up for that. And don't forget, Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be doing a watch along for The Beast Within. And also, don't forget that coming up here very soon, sooner rather than later, I will be doing live streams breaking down each one of the episodes of The Twilight Zone from the 80s. I've about finished refreshing my memory on the first season. Again, this is not going to be a super long stream. I'm going to give the highlights of the different episodes, and then hopefully, I can do Tales from the Dark Side, maybe Tales from the Crypt, monsters, maybe, if you guys are interested in that. Friday the 13th, the series, any of that stuff that you guys want me to take a gander at and break them down for you, I will be more than happy to do that. TJ, you say, now I'm vegan, you be. It could be Uncle Rad pretending to be Uncle Bill, Texas. Well, she say, raid the Dead Pit channel. We are going live at 10. Oh, I would like to, Wes, if I wasn't so tired. So when you say get some rest and get better, I do want to get better. I'm getting there, just not completely at 100%. Thank you, Davey. You say, I hope you get a good night's rest. Blissful, you say, definitely get rest because that flu can get really nasty. Yes, it can. Dirk, you say, I was going to invite my whole family like Uncle Eddie does. TJ says, Dead Pit in 47 minutes. The Hitchhiker, that's a blast from the past, Wes. I might look into doing that. Erie, Indiana, that's another good one. I actually have that. And I don't think I've watched them yet. I've had that box set for a while. The Munsters Today, maybe. I don't know if I could get my hands on that. See you later, John. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Friday the 13th, the series. I would love to do that one, TJ. So, with all of that being said, I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for the night, and I will see everyone on the flip side. Y'all have a good night now.